Estamos aquí en el centro de operación de NORA en Ensenada. Les habla Gabriel García.
Claro que sí, yo soy Génesis Márquez y la verdad estamos muy emocionados ya que estamos de manteles largos. Es día de premiación aquí en la 2022 YOKOHAMA Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method, the happiest race on earth.
Pues tras 5 días, Génesis, de competencia entre Ensenada, San Felipe, Guerrero Negro, Loreto, La Paz, San José del Cabo, finalmente llegamos a la ceremonia de premiación donde se van a premiar, se van a reconocer a todos los ganadores de las diferentes categorías, las diferentes eras que también compitieron en esta Mexican 1000 de NORA. Todo esto se va a llevar a cabo en el Club Campestre de San José del Cabo, Baja California Sur, sede oficial de Meta, elegida por Mike Pearlman y Eliseo García. Así que va a ser una celebración única. Va a haber carros en exhibición, va a haber mariachi, va a haber juegos pirotécnicos, también mucha comida, mucha bebida
y mucha fiesta para disfrutar con todas las personas de San José del Cabo que nos hacen favor de acompañarnos en esta magna celebración. Y de igual manera, muchísimas gracias a todas las personas que nos acompañaron durante esta travesía. La verdad, estoy muy emocionada. Pudimos aprender muchísimo de la historia de NORA, de todos sus participantes, de toda su experiencia, pero sobre todo pudimos disfrutar de la carrera más feliz del mundo.
Así es que vimos muchos rostros de felicidad en la meta, también bailes muy emocionantes. La verdad que la gente expresó a flor de piel lo que sentía en ese momento. También vimos allá a Mike Pearlman. Muchos también rostros de repente conmovidos porque algunos pilotos, algunos equipos dedicaron a la memoria de un ser querido esta carrera. Así que pues para ellos hasta el cielo, que seguramente están viendo desde allá arriba en asiento de lujo todo lo que realizó NORA. Y por supuesto la ceremonia de premiación, que es el cierre, el broche de oro para un evento magno. Y pues también lo que vamos a esperar en próximo septiembre, octubre con la NORA 500 aquí en Ensenada, Génesis.
Fueron 5 días de carrera muy emocionantes. Aquí podemos ver un poquito de lo que se está viviendo en este momento en San José del Cabo. Y la verdad, ahora sí que los competidores van llegando poco a poco acompañados de sus familias. En muchos casos sus familias volaron desde su ciudad de origen directamente aquí a esta sede y la verdad es un momento para compartir. Una de las principales cosas que nos compartía nuestro CEO Mike Pearlman es precisamente que esta es una carrera para divertirse, es una carrera para disfrutar de baja, es una carrera que se organiza desde el corazón para el disfrute de toda la familia. Pudimos ver durante estos 5 días equipos que dieron el corazón, que dieron el alma, dieron el espíritu para hacerlo esto posible y sobre todo muchísimas gracias a todo el equipo de NORA porque fue la verdad un reto para todo el equipo que estuvo ahora sí que tomando nota, tomando imagen, fotografías increíbles de dron, de cámara y un esfuerzo extraordinario para traer hasta sus hogares esta que es la carrera más feliz de la Tierra.
Así es, Génesis, la verdad que fueron muchas horas, muchos meses de planeación, un año de logística por parte de NORA y las últimas semanas pues fue toda una odisea armar este proyecto, la cuestión de las fotos, la cuestión del video, esta cobertura en vivo que les hemos llevado desde la semana pasada con la revisión mecánica aquí en Ensenada, en el Club Rotario. Todavía pues está muy cercano ese recuerdo, ver los carros, ver a los niños, a los papás. Celebrar precisamente en el Día del Niño, un día de contingencia mecánica en Ensenada, fue algo muy especial. Posteriormente el arranque en Ensenada, las etapas, ver los carros, las volcaduras, los carros en pits, también los pilotos, las celebridades. Tuvieron muchas celebridades en este evento, uno de ellos Don Prudhomme, el rey de los dragsters. También PJ Jones, ex piloto de la serie NASCAR, Robbie Gordon, quien hizo su aparición como copiloto, su hijo Max Gordon. También.
Ahí son 3 generaciones, padrísimo. El abuelo, el papá, el hijo, compitiendo precisamente en este tipo de carreras off-road. La verdad hacen que se te enchine la piel el ver cómo este deporte ahora sí que va trascendiendo familias y esto es extraordinario. Hay también algunos otros pilotos que ahora sí que lograron cumplir, lograron llegar y brillar en la meta precisamente a razón de su condición, de su esfuerzo, su nivel de concentración y de entrega durante esta carrera. Sortear los terrenos de Baja California no es cosa fácil, no es algo muy sencillo ya que son terrenos muy diversos entre sí. Tuvimos playa, tuvimos desierto, tuvimos montaña, tuvimos zonas espectaculares y aquí precisamente los pilotos se probaron a sí mismos, ahora sí que logrando vencer los grandes terrenos y las grandes dificultades.
Así es que estamos viendo la imagen que pueden ver en el otro recuadro, cómo ya está llegando la fiesta a empezar a calentar el motor, el Big Oli Bronco. el carro que se robó el corazón de muchas personas, el carro, la unidad que esperaban muchas personas ver, no nada más aquí en Ensenada, sino en toda la península, y ahí está en exhibición. Va a haber otras unidades también en exhibición. Lograron concluir el evento en la categoría de Safari rápido. Fue después de ese sustito en San Felipe, que muchos pensaban que ahí llegaba el Big Oli Bronco, se mantuvieron en pie de guerra, cruzan la meta en San José del Cabo, y pues van a ser los atractivos parte de esta premiación, pero aparte también el sabor clásico y también el sabor a playa. Vemos, la gente seguramente va a andar descalza, en chanclas, el calorcito allá, muy rico, y sobre todo pues todo el staff de NORA, encabezado por Eliseo García, por Mike Pearlman, Pepe Guiza, Casey Pearlman, Alejandro Soltero, tanta gente que a lo mejor se nos pueden olvidar nombres, pero todos ellos aportaron para que ustedes pudieran ver cada momento de esta carrera, Génesis, de este rally, porque es un rally como tal, y que deja
muchos sentimientos encontrados, la verdad, o sea, entre emoción, alegría, de repente aquellos equipos que se quedaron a la mitad del camino por diversas circunstancias, ahora sí que está esta sensación de, ay, es que baja, sigue siendo baja, esa experiencia única. De igual manera queremos agradecer a todos nuestros patrocinadores, de hecho van a seguirlos viendo aquí en el cuadrito de acá abajo, donde van apareciendo poco a poco. Sin ustedes esto no hubiera sido posible. A nuestro patrocinador principal, muchísimas gracias, Yokohama Tires, to make every drive a performance. Ahora sí que extraordinario contar con patrocinadores tan grandes. Also Method Race Wheels. En el caso de Bilstein, Steelade, Fab School, gracias por ahora sí que seguir apoyando a estos muchachos talentosos que siguen dando este servicio de asistencia a los corredores que se encontraron en algunos problemas. Max 7 por los pits, ahora sí que sin ustedes eso de recargar la gasolina no hubiera sido posible, y sobre todo a todo el seguimiento de contingencias en el caso de Roy, desde del centro de operaciones, que estaba muy al pendiente junto con el sistema Estela de que todos los corredores estuvieran bien y sin ningún tipo de contratiempo. Ahora sí que todo el equipo de Livestream, a Hugo Ayón, a Paquito, a Adela, a Angelito, a nuestros grandes conductores, Sean Cermini, a Kevin Johnson, que ahora sí que nos estuvieron narrando minuto a minuto. Gabriel, muchísimas gracias por enseñarme todos los días acerca de lo maravilloso de este deporte off-road. Ahora sí que nos quedamos con el corazón lleno de alegría y sobre todo con esta oportunidad de poder compartir con ustedes la aventura en baja.
Así es que es muy importante el trabajo de equipo que se logró realizar por parte del staff de NORA, y fueron pues más de 100 personas involucradas, entre voluntarios en la ruta, banderilleros, la gente de cámaras de video, el centro de comando en San José del Cabo, el centro aquí de comando en Ensenada también, la gente que llevó la comida, Pepe Guiza encabezando ese equipo, es muy importante. Y también resaltar el caso de la carrera como tal. Buen resultado para los ensenadenses, Alexis Vera y Francisco Vera, quinto lugar overall en carros y primero en su categoría pre-run buggies, así que para México ese quinto lugar y ese primer lugar en su categoría, muy importante. También hubo otros equipos mexicanos que dieron la pauta, hubo otros que no pudieron cruzar la meta lamentablemente, pero eso los deja con una espinita clavada para volver en el 2023 a tratar de vencer la NORA Mexican, que muy posiblemente vuelva a pasar por San Felipe. Es un hecho que arranca en Ensenada, termina en San José del Cabo, pero pues también la gente en San Quintín está pidiendo que la carrera regrese. Génesis, vamos a ver qué decide el director de carrera, Eliseo García. Tiene un gran reto, tiene ahora sí que la petición general por mucha parte de la población de San Quintín, que es uno de los nuevos municipios de Baja California. Claro. Y tiene ya varios años que la ruta no pasa por ahí. Sabemos que muchas veces es más sencillo cuando vamos a ir con Kevin Johnson hasta la ceremonia de premiación. Good afternoon, Kevin.
Hi, guys.
Where we're at right now is the culmination of a long week. It was a week ago Friday. It was day one of Tech up in Ensenada, Baja California. Right now we're down here in San Jose del Cabo, Baja California Sur, and it's just starting to kick off. What we're at here, this is the award ceremony and celebration for the 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method Race Wheels. It's okay, folks. You can walk by. It's fine. Yeah. The crowds are just now starting to file in. You can see the backdrop here, the tables, the tents up. There are food tents and food lines served up on each side of the event. There's 2 free drink stations on each side, and there's a cash bar here behind me. So you can see it's set up, and NORA puts this on right. Tonight, we're expecting somewhere between 1,800 and 2,200 people to to attend the festivities here, so it's a pretty big deal. The band is up on the stage and they're playing. Pretty happy tunes so far. Doing a nice job of mixing it up. It's okay, folks. It's okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, everyone's friendly here after a week, and it's been a week of everyone's been dirty and rushing to get everywhere, and tonight everyone's more like, now we can relax. It's the celebration of what was a fantastic 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method Race Wheels. All these guys and girls out here have been working on their cars, all their teams, the chase teams, they've been lying under cars in the dirt. You can go ahead. Yeah, some of them up till 3, 4 in the morning working on their cars. Today is a different story. All the guys are showered and shaved, the girls as well. Everyone here is clean and primped, ready for a nice event tonight. And we assume it's going to be just that. It always has been in the past, and this should be no different. The racing itself was rather fantastic. As you know how the racing goes, in most events, the cream usually rises to the top, and this event was no different. We see the usual suspects. Now, NORA has a lot of different classes they race too, but even in those classes, we're seeing the usual people that are usually on the podium back up. But let's talk about the overalls, and that's where we're looking again, cream rising to the top. Taking the overall one, the overall title, first in all 5 days events timed up, was number 47, and that's Steve Menzies and his son Bryce Menzies. So the father-son team of Bryce and Steve Menzies with the overall. And just a great run all the way down the peninsula, sharing driving duties. I think Steve brought it home yesterday for the final day. I'm going to grab up the complete results here. Yeah, and the Mason Motorsports Ford, it was Steve and Bryce Menzies, 47 with the overall. Second overall, a NORA veteran, Mr. Mark Post in that Riviera trophy truck, the El Diamante Negro. They took second overall. Let me see if I get the final time difference on those. It looks like it was 18 minutes. So Menzies had a pretty good. That's 5 days of racing, so mishaps one day and coming back. But looks like it wasn't that close. The Menzies had it by 18 minutes over the team of Mark Post, and that was Ed Herbst and Jesse Jones. So kind of a dream team of drivers in that one, and the Menzies took care of that. Coming out them in second. And in third place, we had last year's winner in his Jackal, the Class 1 type vehicle, the incredible vehicle, and that was Reese Millen. And Reese Millen took third overall. So that's your top three, and those are names that no one's surprised about. What may be a little surprising is who came in fourth overall, and that was Wayne Matlock and his factory sponsor Polaris Razor. Yeah, with all those other big vehicles in here, and Wayne Matlock took fourth overall, so just incredible. Also history made here by his wife, Kristen Matlock. First time ever a UTV won a stage overall. So Kristen Wayne Matlock has had a fantastic NORA. I'm sure they'll take a lot of hardware up tonight later on up on the stage up here. So again, and that's just a touch of what was going on all week and all the different classes. We have people racing a three-wheeler that finished. We had some Vespas entering and running every day for a spell. So that was a lot of fun and interesting. Crowd favorites, very, very user-friendly, crowd-friendly all the way down. Big crowds in San Felipe. Ensenada, of course, is Ensenada, so we're always packed in there. Then we went on day one, Ensenada to San Felipe. We got to San Felipe. We're at El Dorado Ranch. Shout out to you guys. Put on a great job hosting us over there. Really appreciate it. And the El Dorado Ranch crowd, of course, didn't disappoint. San Felipe loves racing, as you know. So ended day one there, and then day two in San Felipe started out. We rolled out of San Felipe, and that day the bikes and the cars took two different routes. I haven't even got to the bikes yet, but the bikes and the cars took two different routes. The bikes went to Guerrero Negro, and the cars went down to Bahia de Los Angeles. So split them up that way, and the crowds in Bay of LA, that town, it's a big event for that town because not a lot happens race-wise in that town because it's kind of in and out of places to get to. But having NORA there, we filled up that whole waterfront, and I don't know what happened, but there was no wind to speak of. in Bay of LA. I find that hard to believe, but it was actually a beautiful day. So that was fantastic about Bay of LA. The bikes had a great time over there in Guerrero Negro. They enjoyed their night. And then on day 3 of racing, the cars and trucks left from Bay of LA and the destination is Loretto. Same with the bikes. They went from Guerrero Negro that day, and they also went to Loretto. That day, we were live. If you guys were with us, we were live from San Ignacio. We were there in the beautiful historic square in San Ignacio. That mission is spectacular. That town is beautiful. And that was a meeting point at stage end for both the bikes and the cars. So if they get time to get there, they stopped. They had up to 30 minutes to make their next starting point, which started there. The stage ended a little before that. There was a transit to there. So some of the guys took their time out of the highway. Some of the guys came right into San Ignacio and pitted and set up. Others came right in and didn't take any time, just started going again because your clock stops. It's timed rallies each stage. So it was fun. We had a lot of time to talk to some of the drivers. We talked to some of the bikes. The two brothers, 17 and 19-year-old, Jacob and Mac Livingston. So again, it was a great time and very fan-friendly experience there in San Ignacio. Well, that night we went to Loretto, and Loretto is Loretto. It's just beautiful. The McMillan party was put on. McMillan Motorsports put on the party there that night, and it was just epic. Right there on that beautiful location in the Mission Hotel. The food was great. There was live music. What can you say? It's Loretto. Fantastic. A long day. It was a very long stage for both cars and bikes. So throughout the night, they kept coming in and more people started filling. Well, hello. Yes, I am working again. Yeah. See that again, the people are just filling in because we just started opening. The gates just opened here at 6. So we're filling in. So after Loretto that night, everyone got some good rest in a nice hotel. A lot of people were working on their cars that night too. That parking lot was full. Little shop lights out there, little welders going. But the next morning we started off in Loretto, and most of you joined us live. We were about a mile and a half off. We were right there in the riverbed as they left town, and we saw them going down the riverbed. It was some live action there. From that night from Loretto, everyone wound up the next day in La Paz. No, it's fine. You guys are fine. We're open. Thank you. So, see? It's nice to have fans. Yeah, so we wound up in Loretto that day, and that concluded day 3 of racing. And day 4, then, we wound up down in La Paz. We wound up in La Paz after Loretto. From La Paz, that was the 5th and final day. The La Paz ran down here to San Jose del Cabo. And that was the shortest day of racing for both competitors, both the bikes and the trucks. And I don't think much changed hands and the car categories because it looked like the top 3 in the standings kind of finished top 3. So in a short run, it was 180 some miles, but that seemed to hold true to form. And in the bikes, again, the same guy, which I'll get to in a minute, came in first over there. So that brought us here to San Jose del Cabo yesterday. The finish line celebration was fantastic. Sean Cimini was there first. I came in later after our live. We were live at a place called The Jump that day, and we caught all the cars coming over a jump and the bikes, and in a little town called Los Planes, right next to Hidalgo's Fizz Ranch, Higa's Fig Ranch, and Higa's del Baja, that's what it's called, right there in Los Planes. Beautiful place. So we got here to San Ignacio. I took over for Sean at the finish line, got some interviews. Very exciting time for me as we saw some people, and a fan of everyone out there too, a friend and fan of everyone's. Bochito finished yesterday, and I got to interview Dennis Hollenbach and Bochito on the stage, which he said some bad luck at the NORAs and wasn't able to finish. But yesterday, Bochito made it all the way and got to the finish line. So that was just great on a personal note, and so happy for Dennis and his team. Pretty much that summed it up. Our week what was, and now here we are now. As you see behind me, it's filling in quite a bit. Now I'm going to go to the bikes here. Well, let me go a little bit further here on the finish line. I said the top 3: Menzies, Post, and Reese Millen, and then after that it was Wayne Matlock in the UTV. Then it was Alexis Vera, and then R.J. Anderson in another UTV. So then followed by Larry Ragland, Glenn Scheer, P.J. Jones, Kevin Smith, and then Zach Langley in the Mason Trophy Spec truck. So, yeah, a lot of big names up there, a lot of horsepower. And to see Wayne Matlock coming fourth overall with all that horsepower in the field, that's pretty good. So I'm going to get to the bikes here right now, too. It'll take me a second as I have to close one page and open another. But that's how it works. So let's go to the bike results. And I can tell you right away before the page even opens, Matt Sutherland had an incredible NORA Mexican 1000. Just insane. Just about every day he was the first one in. And I'm going to read you those results right now. These are the overall results for the bikes. And again, there's lots of categories. There's a lot of individual champions. You can go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, we're open. People are getting their food and drinks and coming back up. There's seats up here. There's seats down below us. So again, it's a live celebration. Well-earned celebration for all these race teams and drivers. Back to the bikes. So Matt Sutherland took the overall on his KTM 450 rally bike. And let's get a final time here. 31 minutes at the end over the second bike, which was Daniel Bartolucci, who also had a great rally. 31 minutes off of Matt. And the bikes went crazy far distances here. They went probably 40 to 50% further than the trucks. They just had maybe 40% further, but they had super long runs every day. And they loved it, though. Though like none of them were complaining, they were pretty happy when you talked to them. Like, yeah, cool. They all loved and bikes were total guide. They had to have their rally guides, rally tracker, drawing a blank here on their handlebars. There was no maps, so they had to get their road book every night, put their scrolls in their machines. They got the night before the race or early that morning of the race, make a little notes, look at it, put it back in their bike and go on the run. So what paid off, and if you guys were with us during our live coverage at certain parts, you can see the people that had experience at Navigation Rally really made a difference, because you can see when they pulled up into certain spots where people that didn't were making circles out in the desert, looking for it, coming around off the dry lake bed, trying to find the opening to get out of there, where the guys that knew exactly what they were doing, just a straight shot in, knowing how to follow those maps and get right in there. So it's just a great job by those guys, and even the guys that drove around in circles for a minute. What a learning experience for them, and they'll come back. I talked to a couple of them. Well, that was their first rally ever. Matt Sutherland, of course, a lot of experience. I believe he was over in Dakar even, so he was very experienced, and it paid off here. So Matt Sutherland was first, followed by Daniel Bartolucci, Matthew Whichkers, Nick Torchio, Sterling Butler, Matthew Glade, and then Ben Schuckberg. So those were your top there. Just fantastic, all fantastic rallies. But again, there's lots of different classes. So some of the guys I might have named the 6th or 7th on the list, but they could still be their class champion. So again, it's just depending on what it is, and with the cars, a lot of different. You guys can come by. It's fine. We didn't get down the list at all to where the other competitors finished, but again, with NORA, all the different classes and the different eras of their classes too. You have Evolution Unlimited trucks, which those are the big boys, but you have unlimited buggies. You've got the classic classes. You've got two-wheel drive classes, four-wheel drive classes, just everything in these NORA classes mixed up. Bikes as well, trucks and bikes as well. So if you look at, I know the camera was just showing the stage up there, and that was a lot of gold shining in the light up there. Those are all the trophies sitting up there on the stage, and those are going to be handed out here shortly. So these tables, people are filling up, getting their grub on right now and getting some good drinks. The food is always good every year here as well. There goes Bryce Menzies walking right by in front of me there. So Bryce and Steve. So again, we're just looking around as the crowders are watching everyone pull in here. I'm going to say behind here and look around. People are trying to get their seats, trying to find where their friends are as they come in. There was no opening of the gates before 6 p.m. The line outside was pretty big to get in here. But again, this is the culmination of a fantastic 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method Race Wheels. And just, NORA's always advertised as the happiest race on earth. And looking around here, everyone's just happy. Everyone's dressed up in their cleanest clothes they've had after, 10 days of traveling, but still everyone's in clean clothes. Got time here down in San Jose. A lot of families flew down, wives and significant others have flown down here at the end of the week to meet here. And again, we're expecting anywhere between 1,800 and 2,200 people here at the festivities tonight. These award ceremonies are just fantastic, and every year NORA seems to outdo itself. And as you're looking at the crowd there, that's just beautiful. The ocean, that backdrop of the ocean is hard to beat. You guys, I'm going to let you just enjoy this crowd, enjoy this atmosphere. We're going to listen to the band here for a few minutes, and I'll be back live with a special guest. Give me about 5 minutes to hunt him down, and I'll be back live with a special guest. Again, you are enjoying our live coverage of the 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method Race Wheels award ceremony and celebration. I'll be back with you shortly.
Steel-It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel-It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steel-It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steel-It to protect your investment.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. Stay in touch with our track stereo intercoms, two-way radios, satellite communications, helmets and headsets. Find new adventures with GPS. Breathe clean air with Race Air Fresh Air systems. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Nice casual talk.
Wait, are we live where? I don't know yet. You don't know yet. It's almost over. I bet this morning. Huh? I bet this morning. Still going on. My wife. You always got to check in. That's why I'm in trouble. I don't check in. Are you watching live? I'm coming on in a couple seconds here.
Yeah, I'm ready though. He's talking to his wife. I'm ready.
Almost 2 hours out of our way. They've taken their wrong address. It was a fiasco. He's okay. Casey really took charge and took care of it. He did. Okay, I love you. I'm going live right now. I'll be back.
Okay, 10. Okay, 10. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here, and this is our live coverage of the 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method Race Wheels. This is the awards celebration and fiesta. I'm Kevin Johnson. Right now, I'm pleased, extremely pleased to be joined by the man here at NORA, Mr. Mike Pearlman. Mike, we have another one. It's almost in the books. All we have left is this wonderful party.
It's almost over. Oh, boy. What a bunch of work this has been. Thank you, Kevin. And I always say I can't wait till the last shell, and that's the last fireworks shell. Then I can relax a little bit.
Right. Now, I tell you what, this week was just fantastic. I was telling the folks earlier that we lucked out with just beautiful weather all the way down the peninsula. No wind in Bay of LA, which was wonderful.
That's a 1 in 10-year deal. It's usually 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds. People getting their tents blown into the water. And the beach, no winds this year.
Yeah,
nice.
It's beautiful. And with all that, with all the people and all the fans back here too, we had fans in Ensenada and the fan support all throughout the peninsula, both Baja California and Baja California Sur. That's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan support.
A lot of support here.
Yeah. And just to have the emotions that we saw on the people, the excitement when the cars come by, the drivers being back in front of fans again as well. It was just a special experience all the way down. A very long week, though. A week ago Friday was first day at Tech, but I know when it comes to you, there's a lot more to it than just starting on Tech. I know you put a lot of planning in this. It takes you pretty much, how much time are you going to take off after the last shell on this one to start planning next year's?
I don't know. It's going to take me another 4 weeks to gather up all my equipment, get it home. I got to wait a few days for my vehicles to go back to Ensenada. I got to take them home. It goes on, and now we're starting to think about our 500 event, which comes up in September, and we want to make it as nice as this one. So the work's starting.
Yeah, the work has already begun on that. I'm sure you already got people on the move tonight. This event is estimated to be attended tonight between 1,800 and 2,200 people. I mean, that's just incredible.
I close my eyes to it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We have enough tables, I hope. The beach is big enough.
The beach is big enough.
I think we'll figure it out. I hope there's enough food.
Yeah, the people will make do. There seems to be plenty of food. They're working on it pretty hard over there, and the people are doing their best to make that food disappear.
I kind of liked it. They had like maybe 10 or 20 pigs cooking on the barbecue, stacked on top of each other. It's a real barbecue.
Yeah.
Full-on pigs.
Full-on pigs, real barbecue, and it made for a great visual. And the smell, I can smell it from here even. It's just, you walked in, it's like, okay, there's a party happening.
Yes, there is a party here.
So the live music with all the people here, everyone's happy. NORA is always the happiest race on earth. And see, there we got some smiles right here. You know, we're wide open so the people are walking by, which is great because it's a party. They're going back to the seats. But to see all those smiles, Mike, and everyone that smiles, you know, they all owe a little bit of gratitude to you on it. That's got to make you feel pretty special.
Yeah, I'm pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody says thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it, and I'm going, it's my job. Thank you. It's my job. Thanks for coming. Everybody, thank you for coming.
Mike Pearlman is very readily available, but he's also one of the hardest guys to track down when you're doing a live show. Because you go get him, we're walking away, everyone's stopping Mike and thanking him, and conversations, and just, it's a lovely thing to see. But that's just the way it is, Mike, when you put on an event like this and so successful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do, Kevin.
Well, thank
it's
you.
This live stream show, every year it's going to get better, better, and better. The party every year gets better and better. And this race was so smooth for us. We had a few hiccups, but everything went real good.
Yeah. Well, Mike Pearlman, everybody. Again, we're going to go back to we're going to have you back watching the events on stage. We're going to watch the people fill in. But, Mike, a final word before we send you off camera here.
Come to Baja. Race with us. Come on, get off the couch.
There's a category for you.
Off the couch category.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks. And we're going to be back maybe with some more live interviews here in just a bit. So stick around. We're going to watch the festivities, and I'll be back in a few minutes. You want me to close out or no? It's last week of September.
Va a ser la última que vas a hacer, Hugo. Porque ya para esta madre.
You can walk by. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, everybody, welcome back. San Jose del Cabo. That's the backdrop you're looking at. The ocean, the sand, the beach, the people, the weather, the palm trees, everything that makes you think about San Jose del Cabo. That's where we're at, and that's what's going on. This is the culmination of a super long event, a super fun event, a fantastic event. The 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000, presented by Method Race Wheels. And this is the award celebration and ceremony fiesta. You go ahead and walk by. Go ahead. You guys are good. Yeah, it's live. We're here. We're right on the patio. People are getting their foods. There's waiters and waitresses going by, so it's just great. We're going to wrap it up from here, from the celebration, as the bands are playing. People are lined up for their food and drinks. Again, it's just a fantastic. I want to thank everyone from the event, way back from Tech and Ensenada, all the way down to yesterday's close to tonight's ceremony. A big shout out to everyone who put the effort in. Thank you all for watching. We're going to call it a wrap here from this event. And I'll see you guys in September for the 500. Again, we appreciate you watching our coverage of the 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000, presented by Method Race Wheels. Hard for me to say, long week. And we'll see you guys in September for the 500.
Muchísimas gracias, Kevin, por tus saludos y sobre todo por traernos las imágenes de esta gran ceremonia de premiación. Les vamos a pedir que estén muy al pendientes de las redes sociales porque van a estar subiendo videos, fotografías de nuestros campeones recibiendo sus trofeos.
Así es, Génesis, pues van a estar viendo en las próximas horas, días, muchas fotos de la premiación, muchos videos, momentos especiales. Siempre es importante cuando después de una larga carrera, alguna competencia, recibes tu trofeo de triunfador, así que esto va a ser parte de la celebración. Ahorita está la fiesta, está la comida, está la bebida allá en el Club Campestre Beach en San José del Cabo, Baja California Sur. Y pues ya, como le decía Mike Pearlman, Génesis, ya empezó a trabajar su mente junto con Eliseo García para la NORA 500 en el último mes, en la última semana de septiembre y principios de octubre. Es una carrera que va a arrancar y terminar aquí en Ensenada. Y hasta el otro año, la NORA Mexican 1000 2023, que se sabe que arranca en Ensenada y termina en San José del Cabo. Vamos a ver si Eliseo García sorprende a la gente de San Quintín o si se mantiene con la casa en San Felipe, que también es un escenario único, otro de los nuevos municipios de Baja California. Y pues, ¿qué te podemos decir, Génesis? Y a todo el público, muchos saludos. Gracias por estar al pendiente de la transmisión, por estar esperando, preguntando, haciendo comentarios. Y sobre todo, pues pueden estar checando todavía más información. Le enviamos un saludo a Diego, Diego Rodríguez, que estaba pidiendo ahí un saludo para todo el staff de NORA, claro que sí, allá en San José del Cabo. Y pues ahorita celebrando, descansando después
de 5 días, ahora sí que muy extenuantes de carrera para todo el caso de los pilotos. Muchísimas gracias a los gobiernos de ambos estados, tanto estatales como municipales, que hicieron posible esta carrera y que también con sus elementos de seguridad cuidaron a cada uno de nuestros corredores, a aquellas personas que estuvieron ahora sí que fungiendo como fans, como testigos, seguidores de esta NORA Mexican 1000. También muchísimas gracias a todos los empresarios, ejidatarios que abrieron las puertas de sus hogares para que pudiéramos trazar la ruta de la carrera más feliz de la tierra. Muchísimas gracias a todos por seguirnos. No dejen de compartir con sus amigos, no dejen de darle like a todas nuestras redes sociales para que puedan recibir con todas las novedades y seas el primero en saber todas las novedades acerca de la NORA 500. Remember, this is the 2022 Yokohama Norra Mexican 1000 presented by Method, the happiest race on earth.
Así es que pues fue una edición 2022 muy emotiva, muchas experiencias, seguramente van a pasar los días, las semanas, y vamos a seguir hablando de la NORA Mexican 1000, los aficionados también subiendo muchas fotos y videos a las redes sociales.
Selfies, suban sus selfies, profas, y etiquétenos en todas para poderlas compartir en el feed.
Claro que sí, y ahora vamos a darles una gran sorpresa. ¿De qué se trata, Génesis?
Ahora sí que tenemos preparada una sorpresa con algunos de los mejores momentos siguiendo milla tras milla toda la ruta de la Mexican 1000. Por favor, no se despeguen de sus diferentes, ahora sí que monitores, porque ustedes son los principales testigos y la razón de ese trabajo. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos durante toda la carrera y esto es Desde el Corazón para ustedes.
Steel-It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel-It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steel-It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steel-It to protect your investment.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in off-road communications since 1972. Our equipment was developed for racing in Baja, perfected for enjoying the weekend with family and friends. Stay in touch with our track stereo intercoms, two-way radios, satellite communications, helmets and headsets. Find new adventures with GPS. Breathe clean air with Race Air Fresh Air systems. PCI has the highest quality communications, navigation, and safety equipment, backed by the best support in the industry. Find us at hundreds of events each year, supporting our equipment on site and providing the PCI Weatherman Relay. See you in the desert.
Hey, I'm Matthew from Rally Moto Shop. RMS is the world's largest supplier of equipment for rally racing. Whether it's your very first road book or the podium at Dakar, we have the experience, knowledge, and service to help you build your dream bike, live all your desert adventures. We're very excited to be part of this year's NORA Mexican 1000. We wish all the competitors a fun, fast, safe adventure. See you on the start line.
Palapa Boy Racing about 28 or 29 years ago. Every year I would redo my palapa in the backyard. And people that don't know, palapa is the thatched roof from Baja, Mexico and Hawaii. And every year I would redo my palapa in my backyard. And my buddy Tony Hensley said, "What, do you think you're some sort of palapa boy?" I'm a truck hoarder by nature. I have quite a few old vintage trucks, and this truck was going to beat Ivan and change the world in off-road racing. Well, it used to be all-wheel drive. Bill Savage and T-Mag built it, and it was just way ahead of its time. It had so many moving parts, and it was too trick. This is the truck that BFG designed the 37-inch tire around. 30 years ago, this is its 30th anniversary, and this is the Nissan truck that was going to change off-road racing. In my opinion, they rushed it, did a little too much, a little too early. It had 3 CV joints per wheel on the front. With the all-wheel drive, it had 4 or 5 CV joints coming from the rear end to the front end. There was too many parts. Sly has been the motor builder forever, and he's the one that built the motor back then, and he's the one that did the motor for me. He owned it for a couple of years. I bought it so that I could have Spencer Lowe drive it and go for the overall of NORA. Since then, he's passed away, and you know, pretty much this is for Spencer. So we're going to give it hell. Steel It's been in our family since the day one of Steel It. We've used Steel It exclusively Our chassis and our suspension components are 100% Steel-It. The powder coating's great, Steel-It is way above. To be able to use Steel-It and when you get back, wipe it down, and if it's torn up a little bit, you can spray a little bit over the top of it. Or if you have serious damage, a little bit of sandblasting in the sandblast cabinet, crack checking it, spray a little Steel-It over the top, and it is better than new. This is a 30-year-old truck, and you can't tell that it's 30 years old. Steel-It's the way to go. We try to do a new truck every year or until we win. In the Palapa Boy family, now we have 16 vintage trucks, everything from Ivan Stewart's original Toyota. We have so many great vintage vehicles. To take these old vintage vehicles and be able to showcase them with the workmanship, to cover them up with powder coating and liquid paint, to me isn't right. You got to show the metal. Steel-It shows the metal. And it's so easy to clean.
Encontrar. Al iniciar cada día un chispazo de energía para arrancar la carrera por tus sueños. Aprovechar. De la brisa del mar y el sonido de las olas en una ciudad mágica. Sentir. El viento en el rostro como el recordatorio constante del camino recorrido y las pruebas superadas. Disfrutar. Del trayecto, viendo cada tarea, cada proyecto como un reto a vencer en búsqueda de tus objetivos. Valorar el apoyo de tu familia y seres queridos, aquellas personas que te acompañan y apoyan en tu camino. Comprometer el tiempo, energía y dedicación en tu proceso de aprendizaje. Los pretextos sobran cuando el objetivo es claro. Trabajar. Cada paso requiere de tu esfuerzo, ya sea de forma individual o en equipo. Tu trabajo constituye la piedra angular en la construcción de tus metas. Soñar. Que cada paso que das hoy trazará el camino. Atrévete a hacer más de lo que un día imaginaste. ¿Tienes el coraje de alcanzar tus sueños? UNIENS, Universidad de Ensenada, la universidad de casa. Cumple tus metas, mejora tu futuro.
Viasat, líder mundial en Internet satelital. Estamos en todas partes. Viasat entra ahora a México, cubriendo todo el territorio. Viasat es mucho más que datos, es más velocidad y mejores planes. Viasat es para tu casa y negocio, estarás siempre conectado. Contrátalo por 999 pesos al mes.